Amsterdam, the most important commercial hub in the 17th century. The trading company known as the Dutch East India Company played a big role in the city's commercial growth, bringing back goods, mainly from Asia. Merchants from all over the world would congregate in Amsterdam to trade goods such as silks and exotic spices. It was such a prosperous period in history that it became known as the Dutch Golden Age. Fast forward to today. And Amsterdam is filled with tourists instead of traders. Amsterdam is now a tourist hotspot. Tourism to the city has steadily increased in the last decade and reached a peak of 14.9 million visitors in 2015. Amsterdam is reaping the benefits. The tourism industry is especially very profitable. Everybody wants a piece of the action. And this can be seen in the amount of souvenir shops, hotels, restaurants, and countless ticket attraction shops that line the streets of Amsterdam. And that's where Project 1012 comes in. Do you know what it's about? The locals we spoke to either hadn't heard of it or didn't know much about it. The Red Carpet Project is also a renovation project by the City Council and creating a new entrance to the city for tourists and locals. You may have noticed the roadworks at Rokin or the new road laid out at Damrak. The council wants to redesign public spaces around these places, and the red carpet goes all the way down to Ferdinand Bolstraat. But back to Project 1012. Project 1012, in general, aims to discourage crime and corruption in the city centre. The mayor of Amsterdam himself says that the approaches they are using are almost un-Amsterdam. So that we won't be here for hours on end, we'll only be focusing on Damrak. Damrak. Welcoming entrance to the city centre and tourist magnet. A few years ago, Damrak was a busy street lined with questionable restaurants, hotels, and souvenir shops. The council's vision for Damrak can be seen in this brochure, and they say that they see Damrak as an inviting business card for the city with an international level of shops, distinctive hospitality, culture, and hotels. Not much has changed yet. There's nicer restaurants, like this one which has replaced Teasers, Amsterdam Council approved hotels, and nicer souvenir shops. And the Damrak of today has added attractions with arguably more class. Better quality these places may be, but that is no guarantee that crime and corruption have been taken care of. The renovation of central Amsterdam has garnered some criticism, with some saying the organized crime cleanup is a cover-up for the city's gentrification, and others saying that revamping the city will make it lose its charm, turning it into a London or Paris wannabe. Nevertheless, tourists, it seems, are enjoying what little changes have taken place on Damrak.
Damrak, well, we came in, I'm visiting Amsterdam, so we came into Central Station there on Saturday, and as soon as we came out, it was just lovely. The street itself, Damrak.
Very nice, very pretty, very busy in the positive way. I'll let you go first, buddy.
Very busy, good street, lots of bars, places to eat. Obviously, a lot of tourism around this area, so always full of people, very vibrant.
Diverse.
Yeah, very diverse as well.
Locals, on the other hand, are not as enthusiastic about the shake-up due to the already high tourist population.
Nou, dat vind ik hele drukke plekken waar vooral veel toeristen langskomen en waar ik dan liever een beetje omheen loop.
Nou ja, ik denk dat hier meer toeristen komen dan bewoners, dus ik denk dat die er ook het meest van profiteren, maar bewoners lijkt me ook wel.
Ben je niet heel gelukkig?
En alle toeristen die hier rondlopen, dat je eigenlijk geen Nederlands hoort.
Even though locals can enjoy the benefits of the changing Damrak, the city seems to be in the midst of a culture clash, locals versus tourists. So, has the council gotten this all wrong? Have they thought too much about the tourists and not enough about the locals? In their brochures, Amsterdam Council has made little mention of how locals will benefit from the rejuvenation of Damrak. The council has mentioned that they want to encourage locals to live above the many businesses that occupy Damrak. But is this financially feasible in such a central location? Even then, is it somewhere you'd want to live? Maybe it's not the best idea to improve and, as a side effect, promote an area that doesn't need promoting. Especially since most tourists already congregate in the center of Amsterdam. So, what can the council do right? Is there something that one can do to make the area more attractive? All the people I interviewed were asked the same question. If they had the power, what would they change about Damrak?
It's very nice to me. I'm a tourist and
Nou, ik vind het al een stuk beter dan dat het was vroeger. Al die rare foutjes die allemaal vastgepakt zijn, zijn al gewoon mislukt. Maar misschien kunnen ze nog wat boven neerzetten. Meer
Misschien wat groen, wat meer bomen, wat bankjes zitten, wat fonteintjes.
But there's already green, you say. Ah, but it's only for the Tulip Festival.
Ja, dat is natuurlijk heel lastig, want het is ook voor de stad en voor de mensen die daar hun nering hebben, is het inkomen. Maar ja, ik denk dat je als bestuur, of voor zover je daar wat aan kan doen, wat meer zou moeten kijken om niet meer van hetzelfde en alleen voor toeristen, maar ook aan de inwoners van Amsterdam te blijven denken.
That's a dangerous question. I don't know. I mean, I think every city has its own characteristics. If you start changing that, then people are going to get.
It might lose its appeal if you change things too much, you know. But then, you know, people, they're opposed to change a lot of the time, but then they get used to it. So,
if you're a local, I imagine you wouldn't want it changed.
The jury's out on Project 1012. There is no clear-cut verdict, and a project as big as this will always have a few naysayers. In saying that, Project 1012 is still undergoing and isn't expected to be completed for another couple of years. And maybe by that time, locals will have come around to the idea of a nicer area for tourists. There's only one thing that won't change.
People don't want it as touristic, the locals.
That's not going to stop them, is it?
No, it's not going to stop.
No.